Hi, loves. Medium Michaela Martin back with the Ananda family, or the Christ Phoenix Wedding Academy family, on this September 23rd, I believe, 2024. We hope all is well with you, loves, in the peace, love, light, oneness, and truth that we share with you, and we send to you as we are one. There is no separation, loves. So, I have been asked by several brothers and sisters upon this planet if there is a hell, quote unquote. This is what Sananda Yeshua will be addressing today for you, loves, in this video. Whether or not there is a hell, or the concept of hell, and how hell was created. And remember, loves, take what resonates and leave the rest. As we are already grounded as a family, we ask you to keep an open mind and heart. Take what resonates within the heart and leave the rest. If you want to share us with open-minded and open-hearted brothers and sisters, loves, please feel free and do that. Only those that are open and ready and willing to receive. As we as a family have been dealing with a lot by the collective that are letting true colors come out, as Yeshua said in a previous video. So please be aware of that, and only take what resonates with us or my beautiful sister Kimberly Palm. Take what resonates and leave the rest. If you want to go to my sister Kimberly's YouTube channel, please feel free and do that. Spiritual Growth Journeys. You can also go to her website, spiritualgrowthjourneys.com. We are working together, side by side, hand in hand. And for those of you that are still here with us and still following our family, thank you, and we love you. The more the merrier. So being that we're already grounded as a family, we ask the firewall of protection to be placed within and around our family and brothers and sisters who come in contact with this video at this time. As we ask you, Father, Mother, Adonai, and the universe to shield us from any and all darkness or negative demonic energies. As we do not consent. As I let go of my ego and bias to become a clear, open channel for you, Sananda Yeshua, with the purest intention of light and love being given. And so it is done, in the name of Sananda Yeshua the Christ. And so it is. And remember, loves, take what resonates and leave the rest. As we ask you, Brother Zadkiel, to place a multi-layer, multi-dimensional, invisible shield of protection around our family, brothers and sisters, and our technologies from any and all darkness or negative entity energies. And so it is. And remember, we love you all. And indeed, once again, greetings unto you, beloved children of light divine. Take it deeply within the consciousness and contemplate what this means, beloved ones. For I am indeed your beloved brother and friend and equal, the one you've known throughout your time and space as Sananda Yeshua the Christ. And I come not to teach you, but to simply love you, to serve as an infinite reminder of the truth of your beingness, dear one. That is perfect love always. It is in this way, through this, my beloved sister, that we speak where one perceives oneself to be, in the heart of God that is indeed shared by all. For many upon your planet have asked one Yeshua and one's family to elaborate on the concept of hell as you would perceive it today, dear one. Because many of you have been lied to, in a sense, have been told God created light and darkness, heaven and hell. And this is indeed not true, dear one. God created perfect love, that which you are. But your duality has programmed you to perceive that God created your darkness and deception and negative entity energies. God created only that which is the good, the holy, and the beautiful. For there is only, indeed, two choices, dear one, and those two choices are but love or fear. Does that make sense for you? You, with your divine free will, have the choice to proceed and perceive forth from light or darkness with your perceptions, as in truth, perception equals projection, dear one. When one perceives on you, they are perceiving on themselves, dear one. So in truth, in your perfect duality of creation, you as a co-creator with that one source that is but love, that created all perfect things, has been misunderstood by man's misperception of duality into perceiving that we will use the analogy he to simplify it. But the energy of love has no gender. The energy of that love is genderless. But to simplify it, we will use the term he. For God is nor female nor male. For God is indeed all energy, a perfect divine love and light. For many upon your planet have been taught by your belief systems, dogmas, church traditions, and many of your upbringings that there is a hell, dear one. Assuredly, I say unto you, precious friends, and please listen carefully, beloved ones, there is no hell. For the hell is a concept of your duality that was created by the darkness to make one abide in fear. You have been told in your scriptures that if you do not worship God, you will be going into fear and therefore hell. If you do not worship the J name, which we do not use as a family because that is not the name of one Yeshua. But if you do not worship the J name, you will be in truth going to hell. This is to scare you into the perception of fear and duality, dear one. For there is only perfect divine creation. There is no hell, as you would therefore perceive it, dear one. Now, the concept of which we are speaking upon of hell is an inner consciousness, not an outer consciousness, as you have been therefore programmed to perceive forth from. You have been therefore programmed to perceive that heaven and hell are places outside of oneself, but in truth they are not. It is a level of consciousness or vibration frequency, dear one. Does that make sense for you? All things are consciousness, dear one, and your perceptions is what makes it fear, or hell, as you would put it, or light and love. It is merely a concept. But in your world of duality, some would perceive that you are living in a kind of hell, because in truth you are. Because there is indeed so much darkness upon your planet still, trying to take down the light and love that which you are. To which we say unto you, dear one, hold your head up high, with integrity, as ye are God. You are the co-creators with that one source, that indeed all is perfect divine love. For hell and heaven were merely concepts of separation, of your duality. But in truth, precious friend, and please listen carefully, heaven and hell are concepts not separate from you, beloved, but rather within you, dear one. Your concepts of heaven and hell are your perceptions of fear or love. For the kingdom is found within you. Does that make sense for you, precious friends? All things of perfect divine creation is indeed within you. You are the bringers of the new earth, dear one. What you seek to perceive with the two physical eyes is what you think and therefore desire, dear one. Desiring to therefore manifest outwardly to your physical world of duality, dear one. Does that make sense for you? For indeed, one Yeshua is but perfect divine love. Your hell is merely concepts of consciousness and of separation. What you perceive to be true within you is what you're going to see with your eyes of duality, dear one. But your world of duality is a deceiver, dear one. For the only reality is that which is perfect love always, where the kingdom, queendom is within you. Does that make sense for you, beloved friends? In truth, we would seek to impart this to you, dear ones, for you to contemplate in your times of meditation and or prayer. Why would the Father, Mother, God of womb consciousness send you down here to your third density planet that is slowly transcending to 5D? Why would He of love send you down to a duality of what you would term hell, seeking therefore to punish you, dear one? Why would the real God, the creator of all love and life, punish the perfect being that which you are? Sit with this a moment, dear ones, and ask yourself the simple question. Why would the Father, Mother, God of womb consciousness seek to punish his, her, its perfect divine children, that which you are, after giving you the divine free will and therefore discernment, dear one? The God of love that created all things is not a punishment God or a fearful God, as you would have been taught therefore to proceed and proceed forth from in fear, but only a God of perfect love and harmony. Does that make sense for you, dear ones? Therefore, I say unto you, dear ones, and please listen carefully. When the God of your duality was created by the dark ones, it was to separate beloved brothers and sisters from another and worshiping their false gods, such as The one you know as Satan and Lucifer, dear one. This is why the whole concept of hell was created. To bestow fear upon you, dear one. Why would the Comforter Creator bring you to a planet only seeking to punish you, dear one? However, your perfect choice of creation has determined whether or not this is a prison planet, dear one. Because some of you indeed feel as though you're living on a prison planet. For you indeed have an interesting saying in your world of duality, in your time and space. What you perceive, you therefore create. And therefore, when you perceive that you are living in a fearful environment, you're going to create more fear, dear one. Does that make sense for you? You are God. You are God, dear one. You have the power and authority within you. Trust, trust, trust. In your world of time and space of duality, you have said to one Yeshua and one's family, I want off this prison planet. Not realizing the impact of what you say becomes so, dear one. Not realizing with your power, with the collective, you have the authority and power to change the world around you. Because the world around you is only a mere manifestation of what is going on within you, dear one. Does that make sense for you? The world is not outside of you, but rather within you. Does that make sense for you? The Father, Mother, God, Creator only creates that which is good, holy, and beautiful, dear one. Perfection, equality, righteousness, beauty, grace, divinity, oneness, equality, simplicity, abundance, perfect divine life and love, dear one. Does that make sense for you? And in truth, the fear concept of your hell thereby intensifies it. Many upon your planet have said, I've had near-death experiences where I've gone to hell, dear one. To which we say unto you, this is because you therefore perceive that there is a hell, that you're going to burn in hell. You perceive that hell is a place of damnation. You perceive that the Father, Mother, God, Creator is going to punish you. However, we will say this unto you, dear one, and please listen carefully. The Father, Mother, God wants justice for all of perfect divine children or offspring, sons and daughters that which ye are, and will not stand for, should we say, deceptors of darkness and cruelty and evil. The justice will be served to the dark ones, as the truth will yet be unveiled and prevailed, dear one. Does that make sense for you? Hell is only a concept within the mind. It is not a real place with a capital R, but a, should we say, to use a word of your terminology, figment of your imagination. What you perceive, so shall you receive, dear one. That is how powerful you are as co-creators with the one source, known as the perfect divine love, abundant consciousness. Does that make sense for you, beloved friends? In truth, beloved, if you perceive there is a hell, and you are therefore going to hell because of something you may have said or done, or wanting to go to hell, you are thereby manifesting it so that you can therefore experience it. Does that make sense for you? There is only love, and love never fails. But your world of duality has taught you to perceive with the polar opposite of fear rather than light and love. Does that make sense for you? Thereby restricting itself in your enlightenment or awakening. Many upon your planet can consider your experiences to be a type of hell that you are going through because it may seem never ending. But in truth, you have drawn each experience and expression to yourself to grow and learn and evolve forth from. Does that make sense, beloved friends? For indeed, hell is nothing more than a concept of your, shall we say, imagination. Because you, as a co-creator with that one source that is God, created what you therefore perceive in your divine free will. And that what you want to experience and express, you are therefore entangled in, dear one, shall we say. Nothing happens to you, but rather for you, for your own growth and evolution of consciousness. For indeed, our beloved sister Kimberly has indeed talked about this concept of heaven and hell in some of her previous videos. But assuredly, we say on to you, precious friends, it is only when one abides in fear, as though you were going to be in hell, and not abiding in the space and place of love found within the heart, that you intensify the experience and expression for you. Does that make sense for you? A lot of your beloved brothers and sisters upon your planet have been saying to others, there is no darkness. To which we say this is indeed a lie, dear one. There is the polar opposite. You cannot have darkness without love and light, and vice versa, dear one. The ones that are claiming that there is no darkness is, should we say, pulling your leg. You have that interesting saying in your world of duality. Interesting terms you have, but we will use that term to signify the point. You are being deceived, and therefore they are indeed pulling your leg. Because indeed, this is what they want you to think, dear one, and say to oneself, that there is no darkness. But in truth, indeed there is. This is why many of your beloved star seeds and light workers are therefore being tested. It is a mere test. Whether or not you are going to use a word of your terminology again, crack under pressure. Does that make sense for you, beloved friends? Whether you are going to crack under pressure. And this is not to be discouraging, but only to help illuminate the truth within you, dear one. As you open your heart to receive that light and love that which I am, as indeed you are. What you perceive, so shall you receive, dear one. And if one perceives there is a hell, you will therefore see hell in your near-death experiences, or when you transition the body to your heaven place of consciousness, or your seventh dimension, which is nothing more than a state of awareness, dear one. We are indeed not apart from you, nor are you from us. We are not higher nor above you, but we are all equal to you, dear one. Does that make sense for you? It is indeed that simple. As more truth is yet being unveiled, and the tables are turning on those, should we say, beings that are going against you as a push and pull tug of war, we will say unto you, even though it's ramping up, do not lose hope. Keep the flame of hope within one's heart, and keep your head held high, dear one. You are equally watched by the darkness and by the light and love that which you are. So therefore we say unto you, dear one, it is important to, should we say, not let the darkness win, but let the love and light win and shine upon you. Those that seek to should we say, do harm to yourself or children, the Father, Mother, Creator will not stand for it, dear one. For indeed, the Father, Mother, Creator, our wound consciousness, is back at the helm, and all justice will be served, dear one, as the hammer continues to fall. Does that make sense for you, beloved? There is nothing that one cannot do when one perceives with the mind of God, as you are indeed that love. As the deceptors are being uncovered and unveiled by the love and light that what you are, stand firm in your power. Stand firm in your truth, dear one, as you are indeed enough. You are as I am. You have been therefore deceived by the beings, some of which you know very well, and some you do not, who say, God created heaven and hell, dear one, but it is man's consciousness of your divine free will that created the hell that which you are programmed to perceive forth from, dear one. Does that make sense for you, dear one? God, the Father, Mother, Creator, did not create anything but perfection, perfect divine love, as indeed you are. Does that make sense for you? But your should we say, perceptions are what creates the hell that what you are seeing, dear ones, and living with. Change your perceptions in your own duality and use every moment as a temporary teaching learning device. For all moments are opportunities to learn and grow and evolve forth from, dear one. Does that make sense for you? You have an interesting saying in your world of duality. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And this is indeed true for many of you starseeds, dear one. Does that make sense for you? As indeed there will become a break in your duality for the light workers and starseeds, as more truth is yet being unveiled, and as more shit indeed hits the fan, there will be a break for all of you when, should we say, this is indeed all over, dear one. And we are indeed almost to the finish line, dear one. Does that make sense for you? This is why assuredly I say unto you, it is important to remain focused on who you are and what you are, as ye are God, and you are perfect divine love, as indeed I am. You are capable of doing anything and everything with that light and love that which you are. Be the Christ bearers, the bearers of light that what you are, dear one, onto the world of darkness and deception. Illuminate your light and love upon the darkness, dear one, as love conquers all things, dear one. For indeed love heals all things, trusts all things, transcends all things, embraces all things, and accepts all things, dear one. Love knows no boundaries, nor limitations, nor restrictions, dear one. For indeed, that is what you are, as ye are God, and God indeed is perfect divine light and love, dear one. And so indeed it is, dear one. I am the one you know simply as Sananda, Yeshua the Christ. I come not for myself, but indeed for you. For in truth, I love you, and the Holy Child is but one. And let the truth prevail itself, dear one. Do not dwell on the past, but only embrace your futures with light and love. You are the change makers of your own duality, as ye are God, as indeed I am. For I am indeed the Prince of Peace, the bringer of truth, the restorer of truth, upon your beloved Holy Mother, beloved earth. Yet again, I am Sananda, Yeshua the Christ, he who comes at a time of darkness to bring hope to a sometimes hopeless world of duality, so that one may have hope within one's heart yet again. I come to bestow peace upon you this day, dear one, in the oneness of God, that is all perfect divine creation. I have come with my sword of truth to bind all darkness and evil and liberate the pure in heart. And so indeed it is, dear ones. And so indeed it is.